Hey Emeralds, happy full moon in Aquarius. I am literally filming this Wednesday the 29th around 12 noon. As you guys know, I have tried to go live here on YouTube again, and it's not working for me for some reason. So I was like, okay, I left the cards out. Y'all know I'm having some technological problems with my computer camera for some reason. I'm like, hey, I will just wait until the Mercury retrograde shadow is done, which it should be done at the end of next week. So I think August 7th, August 8th, we will be out of Mercury retrograde's wrath. Let's say it like that. But today we are here for Leo season readings. This go around, it is a pick a card. So you have 3 piles to pick from. I am going to very quickly go through the astrology of Leo season, and then we're going to jump into this. Hopefully by then, by the time I'm finished, you would have picked your pal, and you can just skip to the part of the video that is for your pal. So first, let's start with the astrology of it all. And on the 23rd of July, also, by the way, happy birthday, Leos. Happy birthday, Leos. But Mercury went direct in Cancer on the 23rd of July because right before that, Sun entered Leo on the 22nd. And as I said before, Mercury went went direct in Cancer on the 23rd, but we're not out of the shadow. So sometimes the worst of like the technological problems is during the shadow period, not necessarily during retrograde itself, which is when I started having computer problems in the shadow period in June. Now, the planet of, I call it restriction, confinement in order to grow, the planet that helps you learn how to work smarter, not harder necessarily, Saturn is going retrograde in Aries, or has gone retrograde in Aries starting on July 26th. I want us to understand that Saturn goes retrograde every year for like 5 to 6 months. It's part of its whole thing. I don't understand the fear mongering that's going on with Saturn retrograde in Aries. Like, maybe because everyone's traumatized with how much is going on in the world, probably so. But listen, unless you are experiencing your Saturn return, or you have major Aries placements where the Saturn retrograde is hitting those placements, don't worry too much about it. Keep living your life, okay? On that same day, I think it was late Sunday night, early Monday morning, 26th to 27th, the nodes shifted from North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo, to North Node in Leo, South Node in Aquarius. And we are thankful. If you have been an Emerald for a while, you know that I posted, especially if you were on Patreon first, because I posted on Patreon first, a pick a card, and I broke down the nodal transit for each house depending on where the nodes were, to help you with the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. I will be doing the same thing. I eventually posted that video here on the Tube of You. I will be doing the same thing for this nodal shift. The nodes stay in a sign, or those 2 signs, for up to 18 months. So about a year and a half that we have been dealing with the South Node in Virgo and the North Node in Pisces. And it has been difficult, especially partnered with Saturn in Pisces, which Saturn is now in Aries, but it still has been a difficult transit for most people. I'll talk more about that in that video when it's time for it. Now, the full moon in Aquarius is today. It happened around 9:35 a.m. So its peak happened this morning. I know a lot of people talked about how beautiful the moon was last night. So that is happening today. It's same day well, of course, the same time, around the same time I am filming this. And the card for that was the Ace of Swords reversed. If you go on my Instagram, I have a short caption or a post about the full moon in Aquarius. So be sure to check that out on my Instagram, Lady D Emerald, to get the message for today. Now, on the 6th, we have Venus entering Libra. Venus rules Libra, so Venus will be at home, which will help us out a lot as Mercury comes out of its shadow period. And then Mercury will then enter Leo on the 9th. So we will be getting a lot of reprieve, and we have a lot of Leo energy this Leo season because Jupiter is also in Leo. Now, on the 11th, Mars will enter Cancer. Mars in Cancer is probably one of my least favorite transits. I'm not going to hold you, okay? I do not like when Mars is in Cancer, just like I don't like when Mars is in Gemini, but that's a whole nother conversation. Mars entering Cancer, it can prove to be difficult depending on your Cancer placements, what's going on in your life. But I'm pretty sure a lot of other astrologers are going to be talking about Mars entering Cancer because traditionally we just have not had the best of times, especially in recent years with Mars in Cancer, especially that long Mars in Cancer retrograde. We had, what was that, 2024? I think it was. So after Mars enters Cancer on the 11th, we have the new moon in Leo on the 12th. If I'm not mistaken, there may be an eclipse. I'm not sure. Oh, I have not looked at these cards, y'all. I haven't even looked at these from when I originally did them. But this is the card for new moon in Leo on the 12th of August. Very interesting. 7 of Cups, which speaks about expanding your thought process in a way that you can really look at your choices that you have in front of you. 7 of Cups at its baseline is about choices, but making the right choice, right? Asking the right questions and having the confidence to ask the right questions so that you may have better discernment. 7 of Cups for the new moon in Leo. This is so interesting. I wonder, will this also pop up in one of the pals? Like I said, I don't know. So yeah, new moon in Leo. I think that does correspond with it's being, because I'm like trying to think, I'm like, when it has to be eclipse season soon. So I think it has to be, yeah, that is the beginning of eclipse season because the nodes have moved to Leo and Aquarius. So yeah, this is probably a solar eclipse, new moon in Leo. That makes sense with 7 of Cups coming up, of needing to look at your choices and needing clarity. Okay. Apparently I never wrote it down in my notes. That's crazy. But 7 of Cups for the new moon in Leo. Let me know how this will resonate with you. Now, after that, oh, that's interesting. After that, if I'm not mistaken, the next thing we have is the sun entering Virgo on August the 23rd. So Virgo season starts August 23rd this year. And yeah, that's how we're going to like end the astrology portion. Typically, we're a little bit long with it, but because it's a recorded video, this is how we're going to do it. Now, let's jump into your 3 pals. I want you to really think about and really sit with which pal may be for you. Pal 1 is the sunglasses. Pal 2 is the lighter. And pal 3 is this car charger. Now, why? I have no idea. But these were the things that were near me at that time when I first made these pals. And these are things that resonated. Now, we have 2 tarot decks and an oracle deck. We have the Synesthesia Tarot. Then we have the Melanated Classic Tarot. And then we have the Death Doula Oracle, which is a newer edition to my collection of decks. So pal 1, pal 2, and pal 3. Now, hopefully you have picked which pal is for you, or maybe pals. And we're going to start with the sunglasses, pal 1. Okay, pal 1. Let's see what's going on. Like I said, I have not seen these cards. Ooh. Ooh. We're going to read from those. Look how pretty. And then we have 1. Ooh. Okay. New Moon in Leo with 7 of Cups. This is 7 of Swords. Okay. What else? The Magician. Page of Cups reverse. Very interesting. Let's see if I can see these correctly. Okay, Leo season for pal 1. The Magician is you, right? The Magician tells us to use all of our resources around us, and that even with the doubts that you have all the resources around you. You have the power to make things go the way that you need them to go. Now, with Page of Cups here, though, Page of Cups reverse tells us you may not necessarily actually be ready for, like, you have the ability, but something emotionally, maybe the capacity is not necessarily there for you to be able to receive the abundance. Maybe there's still some immature thoughts. Maybe some things that you have to recognize. Now, 7 of Swords really talks about, like, as you gather your things and you move forward, be sure to look behind you. Like, that's like the clearest thing. But 7 of Swords really talks about also be clear about, how do I say this? There is a lot of, like, lies and secrets around you, right? 7 of Swords says make sure you pick those things up, not to believe them, but to remember who said those negative things about you. Maybe that's why your Page of Cups is reversed, because the negativity around you and you're having some feelings of inadequacy. Because Page of Cups upright talks about being ready and able to receive the things. You're in your creative bag, right? And the Magician says that you have all of these things, but there's some internal mental things going on during this Leo season. And honestly, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because now you get to sit here and check yourself, right? Especially during the full moon in Aquarius, it says slow down. Big Jupiter, because the full moon in Aquarius, Jupiter and Leo is next to it. That's all fine and dandy, technically, right? That's all fine and dandy. But Jupiter will also expand all the negative aspects. And so if you're in this negative space, or maybe the people around you are going to be spreading negative things, right? Be sure you slow down enough to catch who it is, what they're saying, and how it is false, and how imposter syndrome is false. Because the magician says you are already enough. You have enough. Make some shake. Yeah, I'm so interested because I feel like I'm missing something in particular for pile 1. It may come from the death, doula, obsession, and techno cleanse. Now, I do not think I've gotten techno cleanse before, but let's read obsession first, since that was the first one to come out. This card invites you to examine your compulsions, phobias, and passions. Are these obsessions driving you closer to your truest self or getting in the way? Does your body feel clenching or release when reflecting on these infatuations? Obsession has the power to yield a rewarding bounty through being creative, but do not ignore its innate power rooted in distraction. Okay. Oops. Ooh, yes. Lord. Okay. Hitting the camera and phone and things. Okay. Now this makes a little bit more sense because Seven of Swords can talk about an obsession, but not an internal obsession. Obsession with what other people are saying. If you cannot be the Page of Cups upright and alchemize and using the Magician card to turn the Page of Cups upright so that you can use these things to your benefit, right? Then it would turn into like a negative obsession. But if you can alchemize these things into your to get into your creative bag, or for these things to help for the betterment of you, kind of like a glamour magic thing, then all these things need to be re-examined. Now, techno cleanse. I want to techno cleanse just saying get off the internet. Oh, it is techno cleanse. Unplug. Use as little electricity today as possible. So maybe throughout Leo season. Make a point to use your phone as seldom as you allow. This card recommends a practice of abstaining from one's phone, social media, and other forms of addictive technology. I also wonder if the Page of Cups or your lack of creativity, Seven of Swords, is coming from so much information from others versus information for yourself. How can you get to your magician bag when you are always focused and obsessed with other things? This card may also be trying to get your attention through bringing awareness to how your phone use or use of other modern technological devices affects your mental and spiritual health, and how that in turn affects the people closest to you. Hey, stop using AI. Stop using generative AI. We've been using algorithms for a while and AI to help us with certain things for like decades now. However, the current use of the generative AI is harmful to the brain. It's harmful for the environment because tech billionaires do not care about you or your water. They barely care about themselves. They don't care about themselves for real, so they would never care about you. And so, yeah, get off the phone. I do understand our need to escape, but escaping is not going to save us. Being active participants in our lives, I say this often, will save us. And so for you, Pal 1, your main thing is to disconnect from others' thoughts and belief systems about yourself. Get off the phone and social media. Stop using certain technological things to shortcut, when sometimes the hard way of rebuilding things is how you get into that creative space. You are the magician. You have enough around you. You don't need anything else. Do not believe the lies that other people tell you or the lies on the internet. Do what you need to do. The obsession, you need to be obsessed with your own things and not with trends, not with everything else. I don't know. Let me know if that resonates, Pal 1. I think that's so interesting. Like I said, I did not look at these cards before now. So I'm experiencing the cards with y'all. So let's go on and move to Pal 2. Pal 2, you chose the lighter. And so, as I was telling Pal 1, like, I haven't seen these cards I'm here experiencing these things with y'all. Pal 1 has something very interesting. So let's see what you get, Pal 2. Ooh, 6 of Wands. Ooh, the Devil. Witness love. So interesting. Okay, I feel like this is a mix of things, Pal 2. This is so interesting. Pal 2, I feel like this is a mix of like love and self-love at the same time. Like how you view yourself is interacting with how you view love romantically. But overall, you will have much success this Leo season, right? What is interesting about this? This all feels completely different, but still related. 6 of Wands talks about victory, about getting up every day, moving forward, about whatever you set your mind to, you're accomplishing. But maybe even to get to this point, you have to witness love, recognize how you sabotage yourself, what are your temptations to get to the 6 of Wands. This is what this feels like. But whatever, sometimes the things that we don't think is impeding on our success is actually impeding on our success. So I want to first read from the guidebook about witness love. I turn right to it. Wow. Sometimes it is difficult to see the love in your life. If you're not seeing love in this very moment, look closer, inward and outward. This card assures you it is around and invites you to take note of where you find it. Now, automatically what came to mind is that Pal 2, you have felt like you have not had support. Because the correct support or support period talks about it's connected to love, the love and care and consideration that a lot of us want in community. Leo season, you must look at the support that you have around you, even if it's not showing up in the way that you thought it would show up. Witness and accept this love, and maybe you won't self-sabotage. Maybe you won't continuously be in these cycles. Maybe the love you need to see is the love need to work on. See that it's the love that you have for yourself, and that you're not this devil figure, that you're not always leaning to your temptations, that you're not always feeling like you're a failure. Because at the end of the day, once you can witness this love and recognize where you are at fault and where you may not actually be continuing cycles but moving forward, then maybe we can get to the 6 of Wands of victory. Pal 2, I encourage and challenge you to look at things from a perspective of wealth and abundance. You have more, I won't say you have more than enough, because everyone needs more except for the billionaires, okay? You have more than you think you have in order to get to the 6 of Wands. But you have to see it. You have to stop believing that you're in the same space that you were in years ago or even the beginning of this year, because you're not. Do not self-sabotage. Do not think you have to do this by yourself. Do not think you have to do this alone. We're trying to get to the 6 of Wands of victory, but this is stopping your way. You have to witness the love and support that you have around you, even romantically in a sense. I thought at first, like, oh, maybe this is romantic. Maybe it is. Maybe you have something blocking your thoughts on romance, and so thus you're blocking your thoughts on romanticizing your life enough to gain the energy creativity to get to the 6 of Wands. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. There's something for you to really find out and investigate, pal, too. Let me know how this resonates. And I will move on to pal 3. Let me know how your Leo season goes. Whew, sorry. Now, pal 3. Pal 3. Baby, you picked the car charger. I don't even know how a car charger even got in here. Let's be clear. I want to be clear. I have no idea. None whatsoever. As I told the last 2 pals, I have no idea what your cards are. So we are going to discover them together. You have quite a few. You have more than the others. Okay, the Knight of Swords reverse. Ooh, the 8 of Swords. Okay. The 10 of Swords reverse. Oh, that's crazy. You got the same card in 2 different things. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, it's a lot of swords. My goodness. Let's see what the Death Doula has. Formlessness. Magic. Ooh. This is so interesting. I don't even want to start with this. I want to start with the Oracle cards. Ooh, pal 3. This is so fucking interesting. Excuse my language, but this is so interesting. Oh my goodness. This is so good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because this is so interesting. 2 different decks gave you the same card but in different positions. Let's see what formlessness. That is so pretty. I don't know if you can tell how it really looks. My goodness. Let's see what the book says about formlessness. And then we're going to go into magic. Oh, look, it's on the same thing. Formlessness. Slow down. Patience in the moment. Stillness. This card is asking the reader to allow simplicity to exist in their life. In the formless lies a deep sense of simplistic calm. A loud mind cannot hear the wisdom of the formless. And be still. Oh, but be still and it will fill your cup. Now this talks about sitting, not only with yourself, but your higher self, but your spirits as well. Their mind is racing too much, right? For Leo season, for you, you have to be still a lot more. And now let's see about magic. The universe itself exists in the equivalent of a great mind. And our mind is the only universe we can truly control. Magic calls for a mastery of one's mind, human experience, and of one's own body in order to live the life that the universe deserves. That the universe desires. And in turn, the reader desires. This card invites the reader to research further into the origins of esoteric thought and its associated with practices. Magic is not simply a means to control one's physical world through spells and sorcery. Magic equally, if not more so, operates in a realm of thought, which only a healthy mind can access fully. This energy is harnessed and directed from a place of mental clarity that can transform the magi itself or themselves and the world around them. In my foundational mediumship class, which I'm going to do a pre-recorded version and put it up soon, for access, right, for people to buy and have it, I talk about the importance of mental health. Your gifts cannot activate and fully operate in its full capacity if your mental health is not there, right? And for those who have to take, the meds should actually make your gifts sharper because your body is more regulated, right? This is most definitely connected, these two, right? Pal 3, Spirit is calling you to be more in tune with your gifts, with your magic, with all of that, right? It's saying you have to sit down and hear me. Be still and hear me. It's not that you haven't been working on getting yourself in a better mind state, right? The 10 of Swords reverse says that you've been working tirelessly, that it is still a struggle, and you are, if you don't be still, your mind is going to still be going or be in this hamster wheel of struggle if you don't slow down, if you don't ask, what do I need to do? For some of you all, you need to do a cleansing head wash to help you mentally clear yourself, for you to be quiet. You are struggling this Leo season a little bit, right? You're trying to move forward, but you're going back a little bit. And the main thing you need to do is focus on releasing. Knight of Swords reverse talks about going towards something, but you have a narrow mindset and you're super duper focused on it. But Eight of Swords says you need to let whatever you're focused on, let it go, right? Formlessness talks about letting it go as well. Stop whatever you think, like, oh, I have this plan and X, Y, and Z. Let it go. Let go of the plan for right now. You need to let it go. Eight of Swords not only talks about letting it go in conjunction with the Knight of Swords reverse, it talks about these things you are doing to yourself, right? You're so focused on these other things versus letting it mess go. Now, I know some of the tarot is like, oh, but isn't the Eight of Cups really let it go? When we are looking at the Knight of Swords reverse with the Eight of Swords, it talks about more like an obsessive type of thing. And so my advice is to really let it go. You being too obsessive of whatever you're thinking is your fault or X, Y, and Z, and it's not. Like, please let it go. You need to be focusing on being with Spirit. Spirit is asking you, maybe you need to use spells, petitions, or whatever to help you have mental clarity. It is really time for you are trying your best to go towards fixing your mental health, but you have to let some things go. You're too focused on the negative things in the past, and my goodness, that is the past. We are now not only a new season via the sun zodiac, but also by the planets. Let that shit go. Oh my God, and I couldn't do that. Okay, so you can't do nothing about the past right now. Please let it go. And it's so interesting because this pal is specifically for those who are trying to get into their spiritual path, or their spirits are trying to bring them on. And y'all are obsessing about not getting things right when making mistakes is part of the process. Sitting down and not knowing everything is part of the process. I do not know necessarily the things you're necessarily going through individually, because it's a collective reading. But I need you to let go of the reins of trying to configure or move life in the way that you want it to move. When you are mentally not there, you do not have the capacity. You need to slow down, be still, and release some things, and release the negative thoughts, because it's not serving you. And universe is asking you to sit with them, ask the right questions, maybe do a head wash, or maybe go outside. It's hot than a fool outside. I'm burning up right now in this sunroom because I don't have the air on trying to record this. But I need, Pal 3, I need you to look and grab hold onto Leo season and find your confidence and your strength. That's what I need you to do, pile 3. Not like, it's not the most exciting, but this is what you need to know about Leo season. It will help you grab onto that confidence and enlightening yourself for yourself so you can take better care of yourself, even through your magic, even through your spiritual gifts, even through your doubts. Hopefully that resonates, pile 3. That it doesn't sound too crazy. But this is where we're at. So let me know how your Leo season goes. And thank you for joining. And that is all I have for the good people.